Hey gang, and welcome to another Animal Crossing video. I'm Crossing Channel, and the museum has had quite a big problem in recent months. Specifically, this started with the April update, and you might remember me making a video about this where villagers could completely disappear and go missing when they were supposed to be in your museum. However, they simply could not appear there, which was definitely quite a big problem, and I actually think one of the bigger problems in the game. I saw hundreds of comments from people on social media, on my videos, and more places of people who simply could not find their villagers because they had gone missing, and that's because they were supposed to be in the museum, but they simply couldn't spawn there due to a glitch or a bug. But the question is this finally fixed in the latest Animal Crossing New Horizons 1.11 update? Well, let's take a look. Just quickly before we begin, I wanted to mention that I'm on Twitch. You can find me at twitch.tv/crossingchannel. I think a lot of people don't actually realize that I stream Animal Crossing, so if you want to watch my streams, definitely stop by and drop me a follow. I would really appreciate that. We have such a great community there, and I would love for you to become a part of it, so definitely check that out if you like Animal Crossing streams. So, of course, a few days ago, we literally got an update that was dedicated towards fixing some of the latest glitches and bugs in the Animal Crossing 1.11 update. This included stuff like Nook's Cranny music missing, sorting your DIY recipes, and also bugs with Harvey's Island as well. And these glitches and bugs were all very well known and discussed by the community, so Nintendo had to come forward and fix them. However, there was another glitch that was, in my opinion, much more major than these ones, like I mentioned, where your villagers could completely go missing from the museum. However, it seems like the 1.11.1 patch that we got a few days ago didn't fix this. Instead, it was actually the original 1.11 update which finally fixed this issue with the museum. We've seen some reports on Twitter of players being able to see villagers in their museum once more, and this is really great. Nintendo didn't actually make mention of this in any patch notes. They didn't mention the fact that they fixed this. I definitely think they should have, because so many people experience this, and I'm willing to bet there's a lot of you who don't even realize that you can see villagers in the museum because of this glitch. For example, villagers usually didn't really appear much at all in the museum as it was. It was pretty difficult to find them, so now it is finally fixed. I decided to head to the museum to myself to test this out, and as you can see, I could find villagers in there, which made me really happy. Now, one thing I will say is, I found it incredibly difficult to find these villagers. My guess is that the original spawn rates of finding villagers in the museum has been decreased since this fix. Now, I can't be 100% on that, but I will say I spent several days and several trips to the rooms again and again and again, and I just didn't find anyone until I literally found 2 in a row, which was really strange. My guess is that when Nintendo fixed this, they probably changed the original spawn rates as well, which maybe was not such an intentional thing, but just seems to be a byproduct of this little glitch that happened. Either way, it's really cool to see them in there again. I'm so happy about it. A lot of people don't realize how much really good dialogue villagers have when you see them in the museum, probably because it is so difficult to see them there. But you know, with Animal Crossing New Horizons getting so many complaints about the villagers having nothing to say, I don't really think that's super fair if you take a look at some of the dialogue you can actually see in the museum. Now, I'll definitely agree that there should be more dialogue for villagers, but talking to them in the museum was just a really great experience for me, and I did find them saying a lot of new stuff that I really enjoyed, and I highly recommend seeking them out in the museum yourself. It's definitely worth it to see some of the interesting stuff they can say. I mean, I can definitely say I never saw this dialogue from Renee before. I've literally never read this before, so it was really great to see. And overall, I'm just happy this is fixed, because having your villagers go missing is probably one of the more severe bugs in the game in my opinion, and it's actually crazy how little this was talked about. I'm pretty sure I was the only one who made a video on YouTube about villagers going missing. It was such a big problem for so many people, because if you need to talk to your villagers daily to give them gifts or do whatever with them, and you weren't able to, that's a problem. If there's one thing you should be able to find, it's your villagers. Even if you have to go seek them out, that's fine, but if they're completely unfindable because they're not in the museum when they're supposed to be, that's definitely a huge issue, and I'm glad Nintendo took note and fixed this. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Have you noticed villagers in the museum again? Are you happy to see them there? And have you noticed any really interesting dialogue from your villagers in the museum? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, show your support. If you made it to the very end, be sure to comment Bob's Gang down below so I know you did. Of course, check me out on twitch.tv like I mentioned at the start of this video. I would really appreciate that. You can also subscribe and turn on channel notifications for more Animal Crossing content. If you want to help support me and my channel, click the join button down below the video or the link in the description to become a channel member and a member of the Bobs Gang. You can get a whole bunch of really cool perks for doing so, such as exclusive emojis, a badge by your name, exclusive content and posts, and so much more, so be sure to check that out.